It's another beautiful episode of News Insight on Landslide News. Chinwe Blessing, per usual. Mr. PK, per usual. And Malam Okafo, per usual.
Thank you.
How are we feeling this morning?
Feeling good.
It's not every morning you open the newspapers and you find so many interesting stories staring right back at you. One of the very interesting ones that's making the rounds today is how quite a number of PDP members are claiming to be put under pressure by the APC to defect. We've seen that a lot of defections have been happening. We've had people from within the PDP say that, well, if you want to leave so that we can put the party together. It's not a problem whatsoever. And the APC has made very bold declarations like, well, you move to the APC and all your sins are forgiven. Are these people sinners? Well, just through the night, the governor of Plateau State, Governor Barrister Caleb Mutfwang, made a few statements. We're going to let you listen from the horse's mouth. Take a listen.
Only two people will authorize me to change party. One is the God of heaven. The other is you people.
Okay. He says the only two people that can tell him to move, can impose upon him to move from the PDP will be God and the people that have voted him in. That's the people of Plateau State. And the PDP, because he became governor under the umbrella of the PDP. Here's the conversation. Here's the first question I have. Do you believe that there's any pressure being put on Mutfwang to move? Any one of you gentlemen?
Mutfwang or every other governor that have defected before him have always said that they want to associate or liaise or be in tandem with the central. I've never heard those kind of rhetorics before until presently. You are elected into the state as the governor of the state under a particular platform, under a particular ideology, under a particular party, and you are now saying that you should move to where you're moving. Who does it favor? You or the people? What does it bring to the people? If Mutfwang wants to move from PDP to APC, what does it bring to the Plateau? What the Plateau people? What does it mean that there will no longer be insecurity or killings in Plateau? I mean, sometimes their rhetorics are actually really laughable. Do you understand? So I don't see him coming to tell us that the only person that can tell me to move is God and you people. Now, who told him to be under the PDP to participate in the election? Was it God? Has God changed his mind? Okay, the same people that told him, he said, you tell me to move. They wanted you in PDP before. All of a sudden, he said, go to APC. On what premise? These are some of the questions that we need to ask.
Your thoughts, Malam?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to remove the subsidy gradually so that the people will not feel the effects. That is just what he's trying to do. He's trying to water the ground.
You believe he will move?
So, yeah, it's becoming eminent if he chooses to. If the same thing pressuring him, like you said, the greed and the survivor mode, continues to come in and he thinks he should give in, he will. But why he has just presented this is that God is not going to come and tell him to move. God is not going to do that. Now, the people are also not going to come together and say, okay, we are not hungry again. Our number one problem in Plateau State today is to put ourselves together and tell our governors to move. The people don't even know where you are. Let me tell you the other truth. No voters are going to, on their own, come and tell a governor to move. It's not going to happen. The greatest problem they are facing is not even about whether you remain in PDP or not, per se. It is about unemployment. It's about building infrastructures in Plateau State. It's about ensuring there is peace in Plateau State. It's about ensuring there is security in Plateau State. Those are the things people are going to. The people are never going to come and say, oh, we voted you under PDP.
Now
but we want you to move. What you would have said is, I want to move. Maybe I need the permission from the people. It's a different thing.
That's a different conversation.
It's a different conversation. Saying that God will tell you to move and people will come and tell you to move. These people are never going to come and tell you to move. Now, so whenever, each time, if he moves,
If he moves, now
on
this is, you mentioned some of the things that are the priority of the people of Plateau State. Plateau State is a very hot area.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's one of the hottest areas in the country when it comes to insecurity and banditry and whatnot. Most of his people, there are over 70 communities in his state that the people are displaced. In Plateau State, at the moment, people are still living in IDP camps from 2017. People that moved into IDP camps in 2000, they are still there. Just those that have the prerogative that they've gone out to find a way on their own, and they've moved out of there. But we still have people in IDP camps. His own hometown, Mongu local government, as soon as he got into power, got under very serious attacks. In fact, the former chief of defense staff had to go himself and stay in Mongu for a while for them to bring it down a little bit. They didn't end it. It's still going on. You know, as recent as last week, there was an attack in Mongu. So the question is the governor trying to play politics or actually trying to focus on governance? I read through the entire story, and there was a place where he was making mention of, you know, some of the major challenges they faced as soon as they got into office as the PDP. You know, they struggled to find their footing. And that's true, because as soon as his swearing in happened, a brand new set of attacks
started happening.
Yes, the question now would be, could it be that this pressure he's talking about, can we say that there are certain people in the APC, since the pressure from APC, are using insecurity as a tool to pressure governors into joining their parties? And if that is the case, if at all, I doubt, but if at all that is the case, to what end? How important is these governors being in the party?
Let me tell you, it's going to be overboard to think that the power at the center, we intentionally allow insecurity in certain areas in order to pressure the governor to join their own political party. I think that would have been too extreme. And you know, what's going to be the coordination, command and control between the ruling party and the insecurity element, which are the bandits and all those attacks? So how do they communicate? You are criminals, go and help us cause problem here. And I mean, it's not going to happen. I don't think that is the case. You know, I think the case of insecurity in many places is about incapabilities of the government to actually curb them, or insincerity of the government, not necessary to use it to persuade any governor to move. This persuasion of governors to move, or they say they are, how do I call it, they are hand twisting them, or witch hunt or whatever. I say, if you are witch hunting and you found a witch, there's nothing too wrong in that process, you know, because at the end of the day, the objective of the movement has been achieved. So if you're a thief, and at the end of the day,
you are being probed,
you are being probed for being a thief, there's nothing wrong in that. And where it becomes wrong is that when you now cross over to APC, they stop probing you, stop being a thief. That's what the people don't want. I don't think there is any Nigerian angry that a former governor is being probed, or that invitation.
But they ask for it.
They ask for it, actually. So issues of that, we have to balance it out. Now, even though politically the ruling party for any reason is reaching out to you to come over, that's politics in some form. It is of you to say, no, my people voted for me based on the philosophies of PDP. This is not only to Mutfwang. This is, we are hearing the news about River State. That of Fubara is almost neither here nor there. We are hearing of that of Kefas of Taraba. We are also hearing of Otti, Governor Otti. This is the Governor Otti that was issuing out one the other day that people should write their will before they think of rigging election. This is continuing almost all over. So it is still on the governor. If you know you are with your people, you are delivering the mandate as given to you. The only thing you needed to lend your voice into is let there be a credible election, because I do know my people will vote me.
Case in point. Now, Caleb Mutfwang is one of the governors. I think there are 3 governors in the north that came out to say there are elements, key elements, and powers that be, that are in, you know, higher powers in governance that are not allowing us fight insurgency and insecurity in our states. He was one of the people, but he never named any names. Then yesterday he made this pronouncement about being pressured, and a faction of the APC in Plateau State dared him to name the people in the APC that are putting him under pressure. They're saying, we don't even want you in the APC. Do you think that he just makes bogus statements to make himself seem important or to gain some kind of applause?
We see all that they speak right now in a very bogus manner to make sure they try to rope other people in. Most of the things they say are not true. It has come to a time we can't always believe everything that all these governors say. Now, let me say something here. In Plateau, in Benue, we have seen a lot of killings that are associated with Christian communities.
Yes.
But don't also forget, in Katsina, in Kebbi, in all that northwestern Zamfara, we've also seen a lot of killings that are not Christian.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Yes.
Now, people calling that there's genocide against Christians is because these things are being perpetrated by those we assume that are Muslims. But the one that are happening in Katsina and all that region, going to Zamfara, are Muslim also against Muslim. I mean, in their mass. I don't think there's any other way people have kidnapped people like they have done in Zamfara, in Kebbi, in Katsina. Do you understand? And all that. Now, it's as a result of the same head of government. They have not done well. That's the governors. Now, let me also reiterate it here. Whatever party you go to, the people will vote you out. And let me tell you something. Go and mark this word. A lot of these governors that have defected will not come back.
They will not come back.
I'm telling you, listen, it will be against the people and the government. Not just people and APC. I wonder why someone, apart from the problem happening in Labour, I wonder why will Otti want to defect. Otti could virtually go to any party right now called XYZ and
the people will move with him. Yes.
Yes. What's it called? Abia State.
Yes.
So he doesn't want to go to APC. APC. APC is a party that we have seen. You and I feel the brunt of what is happening in the economy. We don't want to go there, or the people don't want to be associated what's happening
Which is
in the ruling party in APC.
Which is exactly why I think the $1 million question here is to what end all these people deflecting that keep saying that they are being pressured to, because now the narrative is that the APC is pressuring people to move in. They are making it very difficult for governors to function if they are not.
You see,
why would they even do that?
Let me tell you, no, stop, making excuses for these people's cowardice action. Let me put it that way. This is a federation, for God's sake. Let me tell you, Governor Ayo Fayosha was persecuting Buhari, not Buhari persecuting him. Even as a governor, even when he was aware his tenure was going to end before that of Buhari ends, he was the one persecuting Buhari, because a governor at least has immunity.
Yes.
So if there is anybody not to talk about being pressured, it is the governor. Being pressured does not.
It doesn't concern them.
And let me tell you, no matter how stupid the electoral process is, any governor that is not in off-cycle election, federal might does nothing in general election. Okay, but let's even look at federal might only helps even in the rigging. Federal might only helps in the rigging of maybe presidential election, because it needs to come from the state
and go up there.
But
otherwise,
that of the governorship within that same state is the federal might does nothing.
Unfortunately,
but let me put it to this. Lagos State was the only state in AD at the time.
Yeah.
Tinubu was not pressured by anybody. Instead, he was pressuring the federal government.
Well, there we have it. There we have it.
After being a governor, rejected appointment from Yaradua.
Well, I tell you this, whether or not these are rhetorics, your leaders, your governors are showing you the kind and quality of cloth that they are sewn out of. It is your decision to make whether or not you are proud with the leaders you have chosen. Like I always say at the close of every episode, we do not have a leadership problem in Nigeria. What we do suffer from is a people problem. You want to fix the leadership, fix the people. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a beautiful day, Nigeria.
Thank you.